our dreams within our sight. Asphalt heroes in the fight. Peacemakers gaming life so bright. Rev it up, feel the pace. Speed hounds in the race. Feel the thrill, feel the chase. Victory is our only place. Thrill the place. Thrill the place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. Feel the thrill, feel the chase. Victory is our only place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. Every corner, every taste leads us closer to first place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. In this high octane haste. Every corner, every taste leads us closer to first place. Under lights the engine scream. This is more than just a dream. Through the asphalt like a beam. Racers' hearts with fervor gleam.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll. Here on the evening as the HCK Beagles are back in action here this evening from the beautiful iRacing Superspeedway. iRacing Superspeedway, the home of these drivers this evening as the Michael's Warrior Project Truck Series powered by HCK Beagles is about to get underway. These drivers ready to rock and roll. We got 60 laps of green flag racing coming right at you in a quick hurry. And now the big question is going to be, can everybody make it to the finish line? These super speedways come with super big wrecks and super big momentum changes out there on the speedway. Drivers can come from the back of the field to the front of the field in just a few short laps, so things can change in a quick hurry, and things can go wrong even faster out here on the speedway. So it's going to be a very edge of your seat style of a race here this evening, as each and every one of these drivers are going to be trying to work themselves into this victory lane right there. You can see it. That is the iRacing victory lane here at the iRacing Superspeedway. These drivers are going to be trying to call that home here this evening. As Andrew Hainsley, Mr. Hainsley, coming in with the like and the share on the broadcast. How are you, Andrew? Andrew coming in, showing the big love in this one is Dimitri Curtis. Dimitri coming in as well, says, let's go. Let's go, Dimitri. Let's go, baby, as these drivers, they're ready to rock and roll. They're ready to go to battle. They want to duke it out. They are going to get loaded into the sim, each and every single one of them looking for the win here this evening. Starting on the pole in the number 75 ride, we got a Ridge Powersports HCK Beagles KR Gutters ride. That is Robert Blair, who will start in the pole position. To his outside in the Napa Auto Parts Mountain Dew number 9 ride, that is Austin Gustafson. They're in position number 2. Starting in the third spot in the Napa Auto Parts 16, that is Nick Gardner. To his outside in the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 2, that is Daniel Dow. Starting in position number 5 will be the 7 of Brett Summers. And to his outside, it's Winker Nation Kevin Winker, who will start here in position number 6. Starting in the 7th spot on the speedway, that is the 29 ride, the Anything EC machine of Sean Jensick. To his outside is the Ridge Powersports KR Gutters. That is the 469 of Ryan Peterson. Starting in the 9th position, in the inside of row number 5, it is the 15, the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC of Michael Madden. To his outside will be the 76 of Jeremy Lucy. Lucy will round out our top 10 here as we take the green flag. Starting in the 11th position in the 13 ride, that is Kyle Van Tassel in the Ridge Powersports number 13 machine. To his outside in the Jack Daniels number 5, it is Steven Naylor. Starting in position number 13 in the Ranger Creative Concepts ride, that is Frank Ranger Jr. He will have Nathan Nixon in the 33 to his outside. Jonathan Herbert on the inside, a row number 8 on the speedway, starting in the 15th position. You'll have Jacob Grube, who is outside in the 16th spot. Then we see Chris Gilbert in the number 45 ride. Nicholas Snyder in the number 5. The HendrickCars.com number 5 ride will start in the 18th position. Jason LePan, Gregory Turner going to round out our top 20 here on the speedway with Brandon DeMing, Derek Rowdy Puckett, and Andrew Hainsley bringing up the rear of the field here this evening. 23 drivers getting ready to go to battle here tonight from the iRacing Superspeedway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys came here for a show. Well, here you go. As these guys are about to get underway, they are about to go crazy here this evening. As Dimitri says, Trench is out, so I guess I'll root for his teammates. Not gonna lie, not sure who they are though. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm always guessing myself on who's teaming up with who out there on the speedway. Robert Blair says, let's go, Bobby Blair in that top spot, the full position. Let's get it, baby. As Frank Ranger says, woohoo, boys, let's go. Yes, Sirski, Frank, let's go, baby. Mr. Ranger coming in, showing the love as well over there on the YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Is Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson coming in with that heart reaction. Dimitri Curtis coming in with that share as well over there on Facebook. Nelson Johns coming in, showing the love with the thumbs up here on the broadcast. Says, let's burn up the blacktop. Yes, Sirski. Let's burn it up. Let's set these puppies loose. Let's see what they can do here this evening, as it looks like we are going to get one extra pace lap here. The pace truck will stay out on the speedway. Have to wait and see these drivers get wound together once again and get ready to go back here to battle in the Michaels Warrior Project Truck Series powered by HCK Beagles. And you can take a look at this beautiful, beautiful speedway. This racetrack is very, very tough. This is going to make for some very interesting racing, as Mama Bear says, hello, my boy Aaron. Hello, Mama Bear. How are you? How are you, Mama Bear, coming in showing the love here in this one. Look at the angle that these drivers are cruising on here in these corners. These are some very, very sharp corners, very, very high bank, and we're going to see these drivers carry almost 200 miles an hour around this speedway, drafting inches apart on each other. It's going to be very interesting. That is the tricky spot right there. See how the car kind of balances itself back out, kind of levels out right there. Those are going to be the big key moments. That's where these trucks are going to get very, very light in the rear end, get very loose is on corner exit and corner entry. We've seen a lot of drivers have issues going over the bumps, getting into the corner and into that initial banking, and then coming out of it as well. These trucks can kind of float a little bit, and that's where if you get a wrong bump at the wrong time, you can kind of create some carnage in a quick hurry. As the lights are off, the official iRacing pace car. We will see that pace car make the hard left-hand turn back down pit side, and we will get ready to set these drivers loose. We will get ready to go back to green flag racing here with the Michaels Warrior Project HCK Beagles Truck Series here this evening. The pace car, first time here tonight, will turn down pit road. That will hand this race over to the 75 rider, Robert Blair. Blair is our race leader quickest here in qualifying. Our pole sitter is going to take us down to the green flag. Our flagman has it in his hand. He's getting ready to set this field loose, and here you go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's set all anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here from the beautiful iRacing Superspeedway. The 75 of Robert Blair gonna lead us down into corner number 1, nice and easy out of corner number 2, and you can see these drivers already starting to build up that speed, starting to move around the racetrack, trying to find some drafting help, some drafting partners out there on the speedway. As nose to tail down the back straightaway, the 9 ride of Austin Gustafson getting a big push here. He's looking to go down the track in front of that 2 ride Dingle Dodo. Gonna get a great run right there. Jumps down to the inside. The 9 ride cannot go with him, so he has to stay right there in that outside groove. Is out in front. Dingle Dow is going to take this race lead away in the 2 ride of Dow. Will lead lap number 1 here at the iRacing Superspeedway. Now you see Bobby Blair. He's gonna jump to the outside groove. Unfortunately, goes up to the 3rd line here. No help up there on the high side, looking to pick up the 9 9 of Gustafson. Gustafson going to jump down in to that second row right here, and he is going to try to follow in line as the 75 going straight to the back of the pack here, which may not be a bad call. That may be a little bit safer of a place to be, as that's the strategies that we'll see throughout the evening. It's either trying to stay in front of the carnage and at the front of the field here, where you can be up and away from it when stuff happens mid-pack or back there behind you. That front row, maybe the first couple rows, may be the safest place on the speedway. Being a little farther back, though, may be just as good if you can have enough time to get onto the binders, avoid contact, avoid issues here. You may be able to keep yourself out of trouble, as the 16 truck of Nick Gardner is going to lead that lap. So Nick Gardner now out in front in the Napa Auto Parts number 16 machine, as now you see Kevin Winker Nation looking to jump up here and into the top spot, as well as you see a bunch of these Sparkle and Shine Anything EC rides getting wound up on the outside lane, looking to try to work themselves to the front of the field. But Winker right there in front of Nick Gardner. Gardner going to push him down the back straightaway, as here comes Sean Jensick. Jensick now working to the outside groove of the 42. Some great racing here early on in this one. These guys are putting on a heck of a show already for us. As Galloping Ghost Studios says, number 75 of Blair cheering on Mr. Bobby Blair out there on the speedway. As Janelle says, let's go Team HP Motorsports. Miss Bosmatic says, go, let's go HP Motorsports team. Peterson, Herbert, Van Tassel, Blair, and Lucy out there on the speedway, as the Rich Powersports and KR Gutter rides all looking very, very good. And they're on the speedway. Early contact up and into the outside fence. We're going to see the possible big one. Oh my gosh, here we go. Jacob Grube collected in this one in the Michaels Warrior Project number 18. You do see Jonathan Herbert turned around there as well, the 15 ride. Unfortunate break here for Nathan Nixon. He's going to get tied up in this one. The 33 ride, Michael Madden right in there as well. And I believe quite a bit of contact and damage for Austin Gustafson as well, as I think it's going to start towards the front of the field here. There's a lot of drivers that unfortunately got tore up. I think Nathan Nixon, one of the first trucks to unfortunately run into issues, as we see our first caution flag of the day going to fly here at iRacing Superspeedway. Let's play this back and take a look here, as, man, this is how quickly things can happen. We talked about it coming off of quarter number 2, coming off quarter number 4. These trucks are a whole different game, and you can see this right here. Looks like the 9 and the 33 are going to make some contact here. So Austin Gustafson in the Napa Auto Parts, Little Caesars number 9 ride. Fortunately going to get in there against a piece of that 33 ride. Just the wrong place at the wrong time. It's the 33 coming down the racetrack. Makes big contact there with Nick Gardner, but then washes back up the speedway into the 9 ride right on the lap here. A couple of these drivers, and as everyone's trying to move around, trying to avoid all the contact, you see the 7 of Brett Summers right there in the middle of it. The 2 of Daniel Dow, he's going to get a piece of this one. The 9 ride almost going airborne right there, as, man, there's too many cars collected here in this one. Oh, looks like the 17 going to get some damage there as well. Frank Ranger unfortunately could not get out of the way of that one. Man, so many big hits here. This is Super Speedway racing in a nutshell right here, ladies and gentlemen. It happens so quickly, and unfortunately a lot of times just no fault of your own, and you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you can get a ton of damage. Luckily enough, these trucks have a couple quick repairs, so they're going to be able to get these rides repaired and back out onto the speedway and back into contention here. But early on in this race, this is not the time that you want to use one of these quick repairs. You want to try to save these for a little bit later on in the evening, not as early as right now, as there's that contact. The 33 right down the track, and unfortunately washes back up, and then more contact as everyone trying to check up, trying to avoid it. Unfortunately, they get a piece of it. We do see the 87 and the 75 getting collected there as well. So a little bit of damage for our pole sitter, Robert Blair, out there on the speedway. As see if we can jump on board here with this 33 ride. See what he can see from the cockpit as he's going to move down the racetrack here, trying to stay lined up with his teammate. Comes down right there, just fortunate contact, and then from that point on, it's on like Donkey Kong. You can see that car just moving around, drivers running into him, and then going for a couple loop-de-loops and quite a bit of damage there. for that number 33. Let's see if we can jump on board with the 7 rider, Brett Summers. Summers is going to get a great look at this one as he was right behind it here. Sees the initial contact, sees that 33 go down the track and then wash it up. He's looking like he's going to make it through there. Fortunately, does not make it through and gets hit quite a few times here. Unfortunate contact there for Brett Summers as well. So a lot of drivers down pit road getting their rides fixed up here. You see Nick Garner down there, Daniel Dow, Brett Summers, Michael Madden, Nathan Nixon, Jonathan Herbert, Jacob Grube, all down pit side getting some extensive repairs done to their rides as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. And Tower Operator coming in showing the love here in this one. Tower Operator coming in says hashtag Winker Nation, and look at this Winker Nation at the front of the field. It is the Muleburger Custom Homes number 42 of Kevin Winker here at the front of the pack, showing these drivers how to get around iRacing Superspeedway. Sean Jensick there in second. Then we see Kyle Van Tassel, Ryan Peterson, Brandon Deming, Derek Rowdy Puckett, our top 6 here on the Speedway. 69 Gregory Turner going to be there in 7th. Andrew Hainsley there in 8th. Looks like Steven Naylor in 9th. Chris Gilbert there in 10th. Austin Gustafson there in the 11th position as Jeremy Lucy making another trip potentially down pit side here. There he goes. So Robert Blair staying out, but we do see Lucy down pit side, Jason LePan, Nicholas Snyder all coming back down pit road, Frank Ranger down pit side again as well in that number 17 ride, as a lot of these competitors getting their cars fixed up and back into working condition out there on the speedway as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Kevin Winker out in front of the field showing these drivers how to get it done. He's going to get ready for a big restart right here in that 42 machine as these drivers ready to rock and roll as Mark Simmons coming in showing the love with the like on the stream. Troy Pittman coming in with that like as well as Mark says tuning in as always for Friends for Pets in Trench. Unfortunately, Mark, no Trench here this evening. Trench not making it to the speedway, not making it out there onto the racetrack, but I appreciate you tuning in and showing the love anyways. And yeah, that was a hell of a wreck right there at a corner number 2. A lot of drivers tore up early in this race, and you want to minimize those accidents. You want to minimize getting collected and things like that, and that may completely mix up the strategy here for a lot of these competitors. If they had to use that quick repair or anything else, you know, they got to try to make it. They got to try to survive here for the next, 53 laps on the speedway as we go back to Green Flag Racing. Kevin Winker quickly with that green flag back into the air will be our race leader, and you see that 29 ride. His Rev Racing teammate going to quickly follow in line and get down low here in behind that 42 ride. They're going to try to work together here at the front of the field as they're starting to pull away here from that number 13 and Kyle Van Tassel. Tassel trying to stay right there with them in that 13 machine. He was hoping for his teammate there in that 469 Ryan Peterson to maybe jump up here and try to help him out. Now they're both going to the high side. Unfortunately for Ryan Peterson, he is falling like a rock. No push and help here on the outside groove. Here comes a few drivers looking to move up towards the front of the field, looking to join that outside group. Is the 2 ride of Daniel Dow going to reel in that 469, but here you go, Peterson going to move up and out of the way. So does in that 13 ride of Kyle Van Tassel. I'm not sure if all the Rage Powersports, HP Motorsports rides trying to just get lined up together here, or you may see these drivers trying to play it a little bit safer. Maybe no 2 wide, 3 wide out there on the racetrack. Maybe they'll try to play this one a little bit more cautiously after already being collected in some of this carnage. Maybe using up that quick repair, not having that in their back pocket, and just trying to play it a little bit safer. But I know that these Michael's Warrior Project, HCK Beagles truck drivers, they do not want to back down. They do not want to give up anything out there on the speedway. And I don't think we're going to see them, sitting back or being patient for very very, very long. We're going to see these guys start to get a little bit more aggressive and more aggressive as these laps continue to build up here on the speedway, and you already see it. Here comes that 8 ride of Derek Gravity Bucket. Bucket looking to try to jump up and take this race lead away. He's getting a great jump here from that 16 of Nick Gardner is down across the line. Kevin Winker will lead another lap, but here comes Bucket. Bucket right there working to his outside as Nick Gardner pushing him there, and here you go, a little lap traffic to make things a little bit worse. That is the 18 machine of Jacob Grube. Unfortunately, a tough break there for that Michaels Warrior Project number 18 ride. We've seen Jacob pick up quite a couple wins already in the season, so he's looking pretty good, pretty solidly in points, but you never want to have races at the rear of the field here, and right now Jacob Grube is that last place driver on the speedway, and that is not the spot that he would hope to be in early in this race. Within the first 10 laps, being that driver at the rear of the field and being multiple laps down is not a fun place to be, as Kevin Winker still going to hold down that inside lane. He will stay at the front of the field for another lap as you see Nick Gardner continuing to try to push this 8 ride of Derek Gravity Bucket to the front of the field. Here comes the 2 machine. Daniel Dow now going to jump in there as well as the 9 rider Austin Gustafson moves up the racetrack out of the racing group here, falls back just ever so slightly, trying to maybe keep this 9 rider a little bit safer here late in this race. Look at them come off of corner number 2. My gosh. Woo! That was a scary sight, man. There was a lot of drivers, unfortunately, sliding around right there. Everyone kind of gets back into line midway down the back straightaway here at the iRacing Superspeedway. And luckily enough, we don't see any more caution flags right there, but all these drivers just trying to maybe mind their P's and Q's, keep themselves out of trouble, keep their cars pointed in the right direction, and all the fenders still on them here as a lot of drivers already tore up in this race. You can see Frank Ranger's gotten his car fixed back up, so the Ranger Creative Designs number 17 ride looking fresh again out there on the speedway. But you see Brent Summers to the front end of this 7 ride. It is still very, very tore apart here, and he's going to need a few more caution laps to hope to try to get this ride fixed back up and back into a competitive fashion out there on the racetrack. It's the Boston Web Marketing ride. He's had a lot better days at the speedway than already in this one, as we're going to try to rebound, but he's going to need a couple cautions to get this car fixed back up out there on the racetrack. Look at the banking here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the speed that these drivers are carrying in absolute amazingness, that these guys can even keep themselves pointed in the right direction out there on the racetrack. Look at this. Look at how these drivers come into the corner here. We'll ride on board with James LePan as he heads down into corner number 1. There's a little bit of a hump right there, and then it goes into this huge banking. I'm not sure what the degree is, but it's got to be at least 35 degrees of banking there through corner 1 and 2. And they're quick corners, and when you're getting to about 200 miles an hour, you know, and you fly through here in a quick hurry. Let's take a look right on board in the cockpit view here of this 1P ride. Down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Boom. There's that bump right into the banking. And you're just hanging on and just trying to cruise around the corner. A ton of G-force, a ton of absolute crazy force coming onto that car to really push it down and keep it staying on the speedway, keeping it on that kind of high angle right there. You see a lot of drivers bouncing around here, everything kind of mixing up at the front of the field once again, as you do see the 29 ride now going to jump out in front. So Sean Jensick going to jump into the top spot now with Derek Gravity Bucket there to his outside. The battle at the front of the field continuing to brew here at the beautiful iRacing Superspeedway, as you do see Brandon Ming there in position number 3. Here comes Daniel down once again in that 2 ride is down right there in position number 4 and looking for more, working that outside groove. Is hang on to it. Jensick gonna run into issues. Oh baby, here you go. Around goes the 29 caution flag on the speedway. Nick Gardner gonna get some contact into that one. Everyone trying to make their way through it here. Sean Jensick down into corner number 3. This truck just becomes an absolute animal for him, and unfortunately it is going to go around. Nothing he can do. Watch this truck down over the bumps, and unfortunately this rear end is just going to hop out and go around on him, and then he gets into the inside of the apron right there, bounces up into the 2 right, comes down over the nose of the 77. That checks up this inside lane where contact between the 45 and the 77 sends the Meng down the racetrack. Watch the Meng come up the speedway here. Heavy contact for that 16 ride of Nick Gardner. That may unfortunately take Nick Gardner out of this race for quite a while, as that 16 ride with a ton of damage. The 77, tons of contact, tons of damage there for himself, and then more contact here for Nick Gardner as he comes in and slams right into that left rear quarter panel of Sean Jensick, and then everybody else just trying to work themselves through this, trying to make sure that they can get around all this contact and all this carnage down through corner 3 and 4. Luckily enough, looked like everybody for the most part was able to make it through there. A few drivers having to get checked up extremely here to trying to avoid any additional contact. Everyone trying to get down or up the racetrack to stay out of the way and stay out of that carnage right there. Let's see if we can jump on board here with this number 29 Ryan. Give you a good look from inside the cockpit on what he was dealing with here, as sends it down into quarter number 1 and quickly loses that rear end and goes around. We're trying to find it here. Where are we? There we go. All right, let's see if we can jump on board with Sean Jensick and get a good look at what he's dealing with in behind the wheel of this 29 ride. He sends it into quarter number 3 as our race leader. Here, oh, see, look at that right there. This is how it gets started before he hits the corner. You're going to see this number 29 right. He's actually going to hit the yellow line and the apron right there. Hits the apron, comes back up the racetrack. That's what makes him lose the rear end. And look at that wheel. Turned all the way 90 degrees to the right. He's trying to battle with it. Makes that contact with the 77 ride. Everyone trying to keep themselves pointed in the right direction. This is going to create a lot of front-end damage going off and back onto the racetrack here from the apron. And unfortunately for the 29, he's going to then send it up the speedway and spin this truck around. Some contact as well with that 16 ride right there. And then back down onto the apron there. And really nothing he can do after that initial little bit of a hit. We'll jump on board with this 77 ride as well of Brandon DeMing and take a look here from his perspective as he's kind of flying through here and following this 29 ride into it, and unfortunately just cannot avoid issues there with that one. And oh man, that is a tough hit right there for him. A tough hit for Nick Gardner, as Gardner really just nowhere to go. Man, that truck almost went upside down as coming off the banking there a little bit more sideways there. He almost went for a wild ride. Let's see if we can jump and take a look at this number 16 ride and see what he can see as this is happening right here in front of him. He already got collected in that first caution flag of the evening. Now going to get collected in caution flag number 2 with the 77, just right up the racetrack, right into his lap. And that's going to take him down pit side and behind the wall here for extensive damage, extensive repairs being done for that number 16 machine. As we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing out there on the racetrack. We'll take a look here as these drivers are getting ready to go back to battle. They are getting ready to duke it out once again. Looks like the lights are back off the official iRacing base car, so we should see that green flag coming back out this time. So we'll get them ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to battle here at the beautiful iRacing Superspeedways. Andy Faber, Andy coming in. Show him the love with the like on the stream. How are you, Andy? Andy coming in, so mashing that thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you guys are enjoying the racing action so far here this evening, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Jump up into the comment section. Let us know who you're cheering for, who you want to see up in victory lane here this evening, as we will get these drivers ready to rumble, ready to go back to battle here in this one. We are already 17 laps of 60 in here in this one, so the laps are going to count it down in a quick hurry. But this field starting to run out of drivers in a quick hurry as well. Already a couple of drivers running into, extensive repairs, extensive damage here as you see that 16 ride, luckily enough, back out onto the racetrack. Does find himself a lap or two behind here on the speedway. You see Jonathan Herbert back out there is good as well. Gregory Turner, Jacob Grube back onto the lead lap, so a good break there for Grube as he has now gotten that free pass back onto the lead lap. But unfortunately for Nick Gardner, I do believe he finds himself as the first car one lap down now on the speedway. And he may be running into opportunities to repair that number 16 ride, so he may not want to get into another caution flag till very late in this race as we do go back to green flag racing. A little bit of a broken up restart once again. We'll have to wait and see how these drivers kind of get bound back together, kind of get wound back up again, and see how this field kind of shakes out here. Is everyone going to be looking to work themselves back to the front of the field? But right now, it's Daniel Dow out in front. Kevin Wenker right there on his back bumper. Derek Roundy Bucket there in third, then a little bit of a gap back to that 5 ride of Stephen Naylor. Naylor there in fourth. A little bit of a gap again back here to the 15 ride of Michael Madden as the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 15 rolls there in the 5th position. Has the number 17 of Frank Ranger right there behind him. Kyle Van Dassel there in position number 7. Brandon Deming there in 8th with Nicholas Snyder and Jason LePan rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway. Chris Gilbert, Sean Jensick, Andrew Hainsley, Nathan Nixon, Brad Summers, our top 15 out there on the Speedway. And then we see Austin Gustafson, Robert Blair, our pole sitter back there in the 17th position. Ryan Peterson, Jeremy Lucy, Jacob Grube, Gregory Turner, the 87 of Jonathan Herbert, and Nick Gardner back here bringing up the rear of the field in the Napa Auto Parts in number 16. As Daniel Dow continues to lead the way here in this one. Nice and easy out at corner number 4. They'll head down and across the start-finish line, and that will be our 1/3 marker here in this feature event. So 1/3 of this race being completed, and 2/3 left to go here as 20 laps down. 40 laps of racing action left in front of us here this evening. Who is going to get it done? Who will find their way into victory lane here this evening? As we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for all these drivers. A beautiful crank it up here at the beautiful iRacing Superspeedway, the Michaels Warrior Project HTK Beagles Truck Series. Halfway through this race is now 30 laps in and 30 laps of racing action left here on the evening. Shout to each and every one of these drivers, a beautiful crank it up right there as we are able to get the sights and sounds here around iRacing Superspeedway as everyone kind of moving around, jostling around the racetrack here, and in front of the field continuing to lead the way is the 2 ride of Daniel Dow. Dow out in front with Sean Jensick right there on his back bumper teammates here at the front of the field. Michael Madden there in third as the Rev Racing rides 1, 2, and 3 here on the Speedway. Stephen Naylor there in position number 4 and looking for more. Kevin Winker, another one of those Rev Racing rides here in position number 5 on the Speedway as the Muleburger Custom Homes Winker Nation ride trying to get a little closer to the front of the pack here, and Brent Summers is looking to try to push him towards the front of the field. Stephen Naylor unfortunately going to slide back a little bit right. There is a great run on the outside group for the 42 and the 7 ride as Michael Madden comes up just ever so slightly. A little bit of a side draft there off the 42 ride, almost contact. Luckily enough, they were able to keep their rides pointed in the right direction. Now here comes Nathan Nixon in that 33 machine as he's looking to join this battle up and at the front of the field as Nixon up into position number 7 here on the Speedway, catching up and getting right to the back bumper now of Brent Summers. The 20 rider Jason LePan there in the 8th position is right there behind him. That's his teammate in the 18 ride, Jacob Groove. Unfortunately for Jacob, he is now a lap down again on the Speedway. The 18 ride back here in the 20th position. Nick Gardner a lap down as well. That is the battle for the free pass position for the 18 and the 16. They got one driver in between them. It's the 77 ride. Our 10th place driver, Brandon Domingue, right there in between them. Is also Gregory Turner a lap down here in the 69 ride. The HCK Beagles machine, unfortunately, no drafting help out here on the racetrack. It's still quite a bit of left front damage for that 69 ride. He's going to need some caution flags and maybe a couple passes, free passes to get himself back onto the lead lap here this evening. And Jonathan Herbert had to come down pit road. Green flag pit stops for the 87 ride in the Ridge Powersports. KR Gutters, number 87, unfortunately, a few laps down now on the Speedway. So tough break there for Herbert as he brings up the rear of the field. As at the front of the field, it is the 2 of Daniel Dow. Dow leads him here around the Speedways. My boy Bubba coming in, showing the love. Kevin Timmy with the like on the stream. Albert Anderson coming in with that like on the broadcast as well. Also coming in with the hashtag Winker Nation over there on YouTube, coming in showing the love there on the YouTube channel. And my boy Bubba coming in showing the big love here in this one. Drop that thumbs up on the broadcast over there on Facebook. How are you, Bubba? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful evening, brother. Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day as these drivers, they came to play. Look at them down through the corner 1 and 2, and we're going to see a caution flag. Our 3rd yellow flag of the evening is going to fly. Oh, man, the 17 ride Frank Ranger Jr. and the Ranger Creative Design 17 ride going to go for a little bit of a spin right there, as well as he gets kind of tied up into it. We saw these drivers head into the corner, and once again, you kind of see a few of these competitors get into the apron before making the corner here. You see I believe that's the 15 of Michael Madden gets in there. The 33 ride also gets up and into it. Unfortunately for Nathan Nixon, he's going to get up and into Nick Gardner. Gardner was in that free pass position. He's sideways right there in front of Kevin Winker. Winker nowhere to go as Kevin Winker gets a big piece of that one. And the 16 ride, more damage not only on that left front but up and onto the front end of this truck as well as he goes head on with the outside wall right there. That is a heartbreaker for that number 16 machine. And then he's washing back down the racetrack here. Everyone doing a great job trying to avoid this 16 ride. This one could have been a whole lot worse in a quick hurry for a lot of these competitors. Luckily enough, they were able to get up and out of the way as, you just see a couple of these guys, a couple of these cats to get into that apron, into corner number 3. You watch that 33 truck here. Is that red green and white ride comes up the racetrack into the Napa Auto Parts number 16. Unfortunately, that just kicks that number 16 and Nick Gardner around. Gardner down the track into Kevin Winker, shoots right back up the speedway, and this is a big hit right there for that 16 ride. And we saw Frank Ranger Jr. run into some issues there as well. Looks like Frank just trying to get this truck woed up and coming back on and off the apron here. Just gets this truck kind of spun around right there, loses the rear end, and a couple times doing it. He's going to go around and get this truck locked up. Hopefully no front end damage. A great look there at the Ranger Creative Concepts number 17 ride. Beautiful looking ride out there on the speedway. He'll look to rebound after that one as drivers down pit side. They will get ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments as Dimitri says more cautions than this week's Bristol race. Oh gosh, so far there's been quite a few cautions already in this one. Who knows? Yeah, but yeah, Bristol, not a lot of caution flags there at Bristol this past weekend. And yeah, it's been a wild NASCAR playoff series so far, and we're getting ready to watch these guys duke it out for the playoffs. In only a few more short weeks, we'll be duking it out and going to battle for the Michael's Warrior Project HCK Beagles Truck Series playoffs here in just a little bit. But as we take a look here at this Ranger Creative Concepts number 17 ride, huge shout out there to Frank Ranger jumping on board as one of our sponsors here on the series. And we're actually going to play the video here for Frank Ranger. So a quick word from our sponsors over there at Ranger Creative Concepts.
I feel like I'm afraid to say how I feel, to know I let you down. These late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, I feel like I'm afraid to say how I feel, to know I let you down. These late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart. You can have it back if it's only half of your heart.
Alrighty, shout out there to Ranger Creative Concepts coming on board, being one of our sponsors here with the HCK Beagles Truck Series for the beautiful Michael's Warrior Project Truck Series here this year. As they come on board, a good look and a good shout out there to them as some amazing creative concepts there by Ranger. Mr. Frank Ranger, get a good look at him out there on the speedway as well, supporting that RCC number 17 right out there on the speedway as we get ready to go back to battle. We get ready to go back to green flag racing as Frank Ranger, or Mr. Bruce Mielberger coming in with the like on the stream. Dude Guy coming in with that heart reaction as well. Coming in showing the love here in this one over on the Facebook broadcast. How are you, Bruce? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day here at the Speedway. And Mushmouth coming in said, it's a wild one today. Let's go, Friends for Pets. Let's go, Trench. Unfortunately, no Trench here this evening in this one. Normally we see Trench out here in the Michael's Warrior Project Truck Series. I'm not sure what has tied up Trench tonight, but we don't see him out there on the racetrack. But we know that the Friends for Pets crew and the Friends for Pets ride wishes he was out here on the racetrack. I know he wishes he was out here duking it out with all these drivers as we go back to green flag racing here at the iRacing Superspeedway. Only 24 more laps of racing action here this evening for all these competitors as out in front, the two of Dangle Dow leads the way, keeping these drivers back here at bay and keeping them back there behind him as he continues to show them how to get it done here in this one. So out in front, it's all Rev Racing as they run 1, 2, 3, and 4 now on the speedway as the two ride out in front of the field. continuing to lead some laps. So far, has led a ton of laps here in this one. Daniel Dow, Michael Madden 1 and 2 with Kevin Winker there in third. Nathan Nixon there in position number 4 and looking for more. It's Derek Rowdy Bucket rolling there in that 5th position. Jason LePan back there in the 6th spot with the 29 of Sean Jensick there in 7th. Then we see Chris Gilbert there in the Jenks number 45 ride, rolling there in the 8th position. And Andrew Hainsley, the Hainsley Motorsports number 24 ride, up and inside the top 10. Currently there in the 9th spot is Frank Ranger there in position number 10 on the Speedway as the 16 ride. Look out, oh man, that was a close call right there as unfortunately here for Nick Gardner, he is still a lap down on the Speedway in that 16 ride. Almost losing it there out at corner number 2 as Andrew Hainsley, Austin Gustafson now going to battle here for the 10th spot on the Speedway. The 9 ride of Gustafson is going to jump up and take that spot away here as you do see Jason LePan way up the racetrack. The 16 ride right there with him as here comes Stephen Naylor back into the fight towards the front of the field. Nicholas Snyder in the HendrickCars.com number 5 ride trying to jump into this fight here towards the front, and same with Brandon Domingue in the 77 ride trying to reel them in a quick hurry. Robert Blair, our pole sitter in the Ridge Powersports KR Gutters, the HP Motorsports number 75 ride, rolling here in the 15th position. Just let Brett Summers go by him there on the bottom side as Summers has finally gotten that truck repaired and back into pretty good working condition, and he's looking to try to battle his way back to the front of the field. Jacob Grew right there as well, another lucky dog spot for that 18 ride as he's worked himself back onto the lead lap once again. We'll see if he can stay there this time as the 18 ride rolling in the 15th position now around Robert Blair and Jeremy Lucy. And then we see Ryan Peterson bringing up that 18th spot on the Speedway. Kyle Van Tassel right there with him, and we do see Andrew Hainsley coming down pit road here, so an unscheduled pit stop for the 24 ride of Andrew Hainsley as he comes down during green flag racing. That is a tough break right there as he is the last car currently on the lead lap as Gregory Turner and Nick Gardner both a lap down out there on the Speedway. Jonathan Herbert a couple laps down there in the 87 ride. The battling starting to brew a little bit more here out in front. Our top 4 looking to try to run away with it, keep the rest of these drivers back here at bay as Daniel Dow, Michael Madden, Kevin Winker, Chris Gilbert 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the Speedway. Then we see Sean Jensick there in position number 5, Frank Ranger there in 6, Stephen Naylor there in 7th. Nathan Nixon, Brandon Domingue, Jason LePan, our top 10 here on the Speedway, but the racing action is just starting to heat up out here on the Speedway. It's the Michaels Warrior Project, HTK Beagles Truck Series, putting on another amazing show and another amazing race here for us this evening. Already a little bit of craziness, a little bit of contact, and a couple caution flags out there on the racetrack. We saw a few drivers early in this race get tore up, and then we've been trying to battle from behind here, so it'll be interesting to see who can kind of rebound on the day, who can be able to work themselves back into play here at the front of the field and potentially into a fight for, the win here this evening, as it's still anybody's race. You're on the lead lap, you have a shot here this evening, and unfortunately we do see the 24 ride of Andrew Hainsley still down pit road here, so I'm not sure what went wrong for the 24 ride as the Hainsley Motorsports ride down pit side here. He was running good. We just saw him up inside the top 10 there. And all of a sudden it started to slide backwards a little bit more and a little bit more, and then came down pit road during the green flag and still down pit side. So I'm not sure what is went astray underneath the hood or something possibly going wrong for that 24. Andrew Hainsley was having himself a heck of a day and a heck of a run here on the Speedway. Nathan Nixon, he's been all around it here. Unfortunately for the 33 ride, he's been a little bit of a magnet out there on the Speedway. Run into a little bit of contact here and there out there on the racetrack. A lot of contact early in this race as Dimitri says Mark Trench is out of this one. He's away for work. I told him he needs to hire a backup driver. That's 100%. Needs to hire a backup driver. Dimitri says, I've never seen this track before, but then again, I'm also relatively new to iRacing. Track looks fun. Banking looks pretty high too. Yeah, it is an extreme banking out there. It's very extremely banked, and it's very wild. And yeah, it's a little newer. It's a couple years old, and this is an iRacing concept racetrack. So this is something that they created themselves, kind of like their their own kind of twist on a super speedway sort of deal. This isn't a real life racetrack. At least I'm pretty positive it's not a real life racetrack. If this was a real racetrack, I'm sure we'd see NASCAR here or something, but no, this is a fictional iRacing racetrack that they have created here for the simulator. And it'd be cool if they came out with some more of these. It'd be kind of neat if they came out with some more of these kind of, it doesn't feel like it's not a real racetrack. It's got that same feel as all the other super speedways do and everything else. I think they could definitely test their hand. And oh my gosh, upside down was the 33 down the back straightaway. Oh, brother, we were just talking about Nathan Nixon, and he goes for a ride in upside down. Down out of quarter number 2 for this 33 ride. We'll take a look right in on the webcam there inside of that 33 truck. Definitely not the way he's wanted this night to go. And this 33 machine went for an absolutely wild one down out at quarter number 2. Let's take a look back and see what happened here. Just looks like the 5 ride comes down, gets a piece of him there. Wow, man, look at that. You see the 7 ride getting a little contact there, going for a slide as well as Frank Ranger. Everyone trying to avoid that 33 ride. Everyone doing a great job to avoid any additional contact here. Let's take another look at it. Let's take a look and see how this happened. It looks like the 5 ride of Naylor comes down the racetrack right into his right rear quarter panel, and unfortunately just turns this truck around and this goes upside down. Wow, look at that thing catch air. Luckily enough, it lands back down on all 4 tires without going fully all the way over right there. But man, that was a scary moment on the speedway for this 33 ride. He may need a change of shorts after that one. Woo! That's a ride and a half right there, ladies and gentlemen. Wowzers. Riding on board here with Nathan Nixon. Let's get a look at this one again. Let's go for this ride again as all of a sudden contact, and man, he can reach out and almost high five Stephen Naylor right there, looking right at him. That is definitely not the spot you want to be out there on the speedway, as man, that was a bit of a wild one right there. Let's take another look at this one. Let's see if we can jump into a little bit different of a view here and see what we can see as yeah, there's that contact. He just goes up and almost over. Luckily enough, the 5 ride was there because it kind of bounced off of him, off the roof of the 5 machine to keep him on all 4 tires there. Couldn't put him back onto the racetrack. They're going all the way over as, whew. And that was a tough one right there. Luckily enough, he's able to keep on rolling. He's gotten this ride now down pit side. You see Nathan Nixon there in the webcam. You see he's definitely not a happy camper. Definitely not super impressed on how this race has went so far. Definitely ran into quite a few issues out there on the racetrack, and I'm sure he'd be hoping for some better runs here late in this race with less than 15 laps left to go when we go back to green flag racing. As Bones, how are you? Bones coming in, showing the love as well. Says, hello, race fans. Hello, Bones. How are you, brother? How you doing tonight? As Mushmouth says, no trench. Let's go. Green car then. Yeah, cheer on the green car. There's a couple of them. Green car, white car, yellow car. Doesn't matter which car. Just cheer them all on, brother. Cheer them all on. As Mush says, let me in. I am intentionally ranked in a game. I can't remember the name. 2 right now. Let's go. Hey, you're ranked. That's all that matters, as long as you're ranked. He says, yeah, I figured it was sim only. Reminds me of a better Homestead. Yeah, it's kind of got that feel. It's kind of got that Homestead Miami kind of vibe to it, sort of deal, you know, with the apron and the look-alike to it kind of deal. But yeah, it's kind of like a combo pack of Daytona and Homestead kind of deal. Longer straightaways, very high bank corners. These corners are super, super sharp, super short compared to like what we would normally see at one of the real super speedways. As Mush says, woof, yeah, that was a good one right there. It's minimum damage from what I can see, from what I can tell. Wow, laugh it loud. Yeah, definitely minimal damage, not too much. I mean, he's still rolling out there on the speedway, so I mean, count your blessings out there, Nathan Nixon. My gosh, after taking a ride like that and still being able to keep yourself in this race and keep on rolling out there on the speedway, never going a lap down or anything else. So that's a good break right there for him. And my boy Kevin Winker coming in as well, showing the love in this one. Let's get Kevin Winker up here as Winker's up towards the front of the field. He's looked very, very good, very strong here. Actually, I don't know. We may be going back to green flag racing. Let's take a look here at the iRacing pace car. Does look like the lights are turned off, so we're actually about to get ready to go back to green flag racing. We'll see if we can get Kevin Winker up here in the next one as Winker Nation here showing the love throughout the evening. We got a good shot here at Kevin Winker as well for this restart. Let's see if we can jump on board here with him as Winker up inside the top 5. He's led a lot of laps here this evening. You get a good look inside of the race sim, inside the man cave here this evening of Kevin Winker. You get a great look there at the room, and, you know, all the iRacing memorabilia, the racing memorabilia that's up there, you know, the door panels, the hoods and everything else, the underglow lights and stuff, man, they look absolutely amazing. See Winker, he's nodding his head, he's waving hello. Big shout out right there to Mr. Winker on the evening, man. Looking good out there on the racetrack and looking good in the simulator as well, giving us this very unique look inside of what he's doing. Getting ready to rock and roll, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Let's see if we can jump on board here with Kevin Winker, get a good look here, give you guys the sights and sounds around the beautiful iRacing Superspeedway here once again before the end of this race as these drivers duking it out on the speedway. We'll let you guys get a good listen in here on the 42 ride. Alrighty, give it up for these drivers. Another good crank it up session right there, as I had to use the bathroom there real quick. So we got a good little crank it up here as we get 10 more laps of racing action here this evening. You guys got the sights and sounds again here on the Superspeedway, and that ride on board with Kevin Winker as we went back to Green Flag Racing here on the evening. As out in front it is Winker. Kevin Winker at the front of the field. As here you go. You guys came here for a show. Here you go. 3 wide action. Up and at the front of the field. 3 wide. Kevin Winkerly in the inside lane. You see Michael Madden there in the middle row, and up on the high side, it's a bunch of the Wrench Powersports, KR Gutters, the HP Motorsports ride hooked up here and looking to go to the front of the field. The 87 is the one leading the way here. That is the 87 machine of Jonathan Herbert. Herbert is currently a few laps down out there on the racetrack, but he's trying to help his teammates out here as they jump up to that outside lane. They're trying to make it work as 3, almost 4 wide out there on the speedway. Oh, look out, contact. Oh, Jonathan Herbert upside down. The 15 of Michael Madden going to go upside down with them here on the front straightaway, and we see a late race caution flag on the speedway. Michael Madden, Jonathan Herbert coming together in a wild wreck here on the front stretch as the caution flag back out onto the speedway. Oh man, this is a tough one. Everyone's just trying to figure out where they can go, who they can jump up in, who they can try to run with here late in this race. And unfortunately, things go astray in a quick hurry. As Michael Madden moving around the racetrack here, he is going to come up and unfortunately doesn't clear that 87 ride, but Jonathan Herbert kind of gets onto the binders there ever so slightly. His teammate right there behind him, not anticipating it, gives him a shot. Unfortunately, kind of goes up and over the back bumper right there, sends him into that right rear quarter panel of Michael Madden. They both go sideways up and into the outside fence, and then watch these guys go flying through the air here. And this is a scary sight for any of the drivers out there on the racetrack. You never want to see this. Look at that 15 upside down on the racetrack. My gosh. That is a scary sight right there. Let's take another look at this one in full speed here. Watch these drivers make that initial contact. Watch these rides just go airborne, man. The air that these trucks can get underneath of them so far this evening. It's the second time we've seen them just take right off and go for a wild ride here, man. This is absolutely insane what we're watching out here on the speedways. Look at them both sideways, nose it into the wall, and then all of a sudden just like a sail in the wind. They both just lift up and they both take off, and unfortunately for that number 15 ride, he goes upside down a couple times right there and through that number 87 ride, and a couple heavy hits right there. Let's see if we can jump on board with this 15 ride, take a ride on board the cockpit here of Jonathan Herbert. Then we'll take a ride on board with Michael Madden, and woo! What a roller coaster of a ride here down the front straightaway for both of these competitors. Let's see if we can take another look at this one. On board here with Michael Madden. Tries to come off, decides not to. Then here comes that contact into the right rear and then up into the fence and then upside down a couple times there. And how quickly things happen here on the speedway. Quickly how things can kind of go astray for you. And there on the speedways, boom. Gonna go around, nosed into that wall, then all of a sudden this thing just takes off. The front end just kind of lifts and up and around he goes and upside down, and never a sight you want to see is staring at the concrete and staring inside of another car. Here is a heavy couple kits there for both those rides, and that will put us back under the caution flag, so we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few more moments as Kevin Winker leads the way here in this one. So Winker Nation, get on your feet and cheer your driver on here as Kevin Winker looking to try to put himself up and into victory lane as definitely some unreal stuff here in this one. Trackmania Turbo, that's the game I couldn't remember. I got a solid international rank in that one. Let's go, Dimitri. Yes, Sirski, if 3 separate 3 wide lanes is wild. Yes, sir, that is wild out there. Unreal Crash as well. Yeah, that is a very unreal crash out there on the Speedway. And then, Dimitri says, damn, Madden was doing great too. Yeah, Madden was doing very, very well. A tough couple hits out there on the Speedway for them as the Canuck Gamer coming in showing the love. How are you, the Canuck Gamer, coming in showing the love over there on the Twitch channel. Let's go, baby. How are you? How you doing this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day. Says, sup, brother. How are you? How are you today? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful evening. Here in this one is the Canuck Gamer coming in. Show the big love over there on the Twitch broadcast. How are you, my dude? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Tuesday as this race getting a little bit more wild. The intensity picking up here as the laps are clicking down. 5 more laps left to go. The lights are back off the official iRacing pace car, and we will get ready to go back to green flag racing. How's Ryan and John doing tonight? Well, Ryan's been doing pretty decent. He's been able to stay on the lead lap. Unfortunately, an early pit stop for the 87 ride during the green flag kind of put him behind the ball a little bit, a couple laps down, and then just unfortunately got tied up with this mayhem. And here on the Speedway as him and the 15 ride of Michael Madden come together, and unfortunately, as they come together, they both go for a wild ride here on the front straightaway, and man, upside down, the 87 up off all 4 wheels there as well. A couple big hits for those drivers. Unfortunately, both of them back deeper in the field. Madden now scored in the 18th position. Jonathan Herbert, I do believe, is off of the Speedway. Nope, there he is. He's back out onto the racetrack. Unfortunately, still a few laps down and back in the 22nd spot on the racetrack. And John in 27. John in 27? Yeah, John's back there in the 22nd spot. Yeah, 22nd. Yeah, it's a tough break for him out there in that one. I just saw he's in 19th. Yeah, a couple tough breaks out there. I mean, Peterson, I think, just came down pit road. Doesn't really have any damage or anything. I think he's ready to rock and roll and try to get back to the front of the field. We did see a lot of these Rich Powersports rides push it 3 wide and get up to the outside lane there. So we'll have to wait and see if they try that again, see if they can find each other and try to battle their 3 wide out there on the Speedway. As Kevin Winker, gonna see that green flag fly here once again, is down across the start-finish line. We get 4 more laps of racing action. 4 more laps here for the Michaels Warrior Project HCK Beagles Truck Series here this evening. Is that our final caution flag, or do we see another? Do we see these drivers go 2, 3, 4 wide here again on the Speedway, and who ends up in victory lane? Winker leads the way, but here comes the 29 of Sean Jensick. Jensick there on the outside groove. He is getting pushed here as it's all him and his teammates here racing in the top 2 spots. If they're on the racetrack, but contact! Here you go. We were talking about it. Jeremy Lucy, one of those drivers, getting collected. Robert Blair in there as well. Jason LePan also going around here in this one. A heavy couple hits for the 20 ride of Mr. LePan, and we are back under the yellow flag. So that means we will be heading to the NASCAR overtime here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, meaning we'll get ready for a green-white checkered finish here on the night. I don't know if we're going to make it there or not, as we may see even more contact, more damage out there on the Speedway, as looks like Jeremy Lucy right here trying to figure out a way to get around the 18 ride. It looks like they just make a little contact. So Lucy getting a good shove here on the back bumper of the 18. Just gives him a shove just in the wrong spot, the wrong time there. Gets more into that right-hand side of that rear end. Sends him down the racetrack. He's trying to correct it. They come together. Look at this 18 ride almost up and off all 4 tires as well. As Lucy and him get tied up on the outside. The 75 down low trying to avoid it. Fortunately, let's see if we can get a look here. Let's see if we can see Robert Blair. Blair just kind of working himself here around the contact in front of him. Sees that 18 ride sideways. Sees them coming up the racetrack and in front of him. Shoots it down the racetrack. Unfortunately, shoots down a little too far. Bounces it off the 45 ride. And then he comes right back up the racetrack hard into that 76, the 75. Teammates there for the HP Motorsports cars come together, and then nowhere to go here for the 20 of Jason LePan as well. LePan's going to come into this one late, and a pair of the Michael's Warrior Project rides all going to get collected here in this one as LePan right there trying to get through there, gets clipped, and then hard up into the outside fence. Heavy front end damage there for that 20 ride, and he tore up Michael's Warrior Project machine. Let's see if we can jump on board here with Jason LePan. As LePan just down low, trying to mind his P's and Q's, sees that contact, trying to get checked up, shoots the middle, gets clipped, and unfortunately, that is a ton of damage there for him, and that's going to shove him all the way back now into the 22nd spot on the racetrack, and still down pit side. Chris Gilbert down there getting repairs done to that 45 ride, as well as Loosey Goosey. Not so loose, was it? Yeah, it was a little bit more loose once the 76 ride got in there and got some contact into the back bumper there of the 18 ride, and that's kind of set the table here for another wild restart as we'll get these drivers stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to battle here again this evening. So things are about to get even more crazy out there on the racetrack as my boy Casey Duran. Casey coming in with the heart reaction over there on Facebook. Johnny Nolan coming in with that like on the stream as well. How are you, Johnny? How are you, Casey? Coming in showing the love here in this one. And man, we've seen some craziness unfold already this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it can get any more wild out there on the racetrack, okay? I mean, we've seen a few big wrecks, multiple drivers getting collected in incidences out there on the speedway, and then we've seen some more craziness out there as well. We've seen drivers go upside down, drivers, you know, have so much damage on these rides. I don't know how we still have pretty much everybody out there on the racetrack as you know, we see the 69 ride of Gregory Turner still getting this car repaired. He's coming down pit side. Robert Blair down pit road. He's getting that number 75 ride fixed up here on the speedway. Unfortunately, tons of damage there for that 75 ride. Hopefully he can get back out and stay, you know, maybe on the lead lap. And we also see Austin Gustafson down pit road. Jason LePan still down pit side. Andrew Ainsley off the speedway. And Jonathan Herbert still rolling out there on the racetrack for the Ridge Powersports KR Gutters number 87 ride, who's been tied up in a few incidences here himself. So we'll get him ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one as John Jensick out in front with Daniel Dow. Teammates Revved Racing on the front row here for this late race restart. NASCAR overtime, our first attempt here this evening. Will we see these drivers make it back across the start-finish line? Will we see them finish this race off? Or do we see it stay crazy out there on the speedway? Do we see these drivers continue to beat and bang and battle? And do we see another caution flag before that white flag? Because that's what these drivers are hoping for. They need to see that white flag fly. The next flag afterwards will end this race no matter what. So if they get around the racetrack, if they can make one clean lap, this race will be over no matter what happens out there on the speedway. If there's another big wreck, if there's more mayhem, you know, down through 1 and 2 or down the back straightaway, no matter what, as long as that white flag has been displayed, this race will finish here in this restart. But if we see that caution flag fly here before we see that white flag, we will stack them up, rack them up, and we will try it all over again here in this one. As Dimitri says, do the teammates hook up and run away or battle it out? Yeah, that's a good question, man. We saw them trying to run away with it at Daytona a few short weeks ago in our season opener. And we saw that one went 200 feet away from the start-finish line. They started to jostle around and make some moves on each other. And unfortunately, took a few of them out of contention of a possible top 5 run for the Revved Racing crew. So we'll have to wait and see if they can get wound back up here once again. See if they get another shot at that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 finish. As right now, Sean Jensick out in front. Daniel Dow there in second. Here comes Kevin Winker and Nathan Nixon. So they're 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the speedway. The 5 ride, though, coming up and into the picture. That is Nicholas Snyder and Michael Madden right there behind him. So they're close. to this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 ride here on the Speedway as they go down the back straightaway. You see Winker jump up to that second lane. He's going to try to pick up his teammate in that 15 ride as they're looking to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here on the Speedway with a 5 ride at Nicholas Snyder right now looking to break that up. Frank Ranger right there as well is down the front straightaway. Nice and easy. Looks like we're going to make it back here as the white flag is going to fly here in this one. So the next flag will end this race no matter what. You see them wrecking here down the front straightaway into corner number 1. Does not matter. No caution flag on the Speedway. We race it back to the start-finish line. And Sean Jensick leads the way. Daniel down there in second. Then we see Kevin Winker working the outside lane here with his teammate in that 15. But oh, upside down goes the 5 ride. Nicholas Snyder upside down somehow lands back on all 4 tires. We stay clean and green. It's out in front. It's Rev Racing in the top 5 here in this one. But here comes the other 5 ride. Stephen Naylor down low. The 45 ride is out at corner number 4 for the final time here this evening. They're 3, 4, 5, 6 wide at the front of the field. It's Kevin Winker. It's Kevin Winker picking up the win, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, give it up here. As Kevin Winker gets the dump, he'll pull the 42 up and into victory lane. What a run and what a finish here in this one. My gosh. What did we just watch, ladies and gentlemen? You guys came here for a show. Well, there you go. What an absolutely amazing race. What an absolutely amazing event. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as Kevin Winker is going to get the win here in this one. Man, oh man, oh man, the Muhlenberger Custom Homes. Number 42 going to pull it up into victory lane as they were... I don't even know how wide they were, ladies and gentlemen. They might have been 5, 6, 7 wide. I can't even remember now at this point, but we do see Kevin Winker pull up to the iRacing Superspeedway front straightaway here. He's going to get ready to burn it down after picking up a absolutely insane win here on the evening. Man, what a run, what a race. Let's take a look back here at some of the action, and let's take a look. Let's see if we can get a snapshot of this finish as look at these drivers spread out coming down the front straightaway here. At this point, they're 5 wide on the racetrack, a little farther back, trying to go 4, 5 wide for the race lead down across the line, and they're going to get close to it as right there. Kevin Winker picks up the win. You can throw a blanket over our top 10 on the Speedway. I feel like the top 10 all within... top 11, all within 0.2 of a second. 0.2 of a second between the top 10 right there. Look at them, 3, 4, 5 wide out there on the racetrack. And it's Kevin Winker on the outside groove able to pick up the win. Some of these drivers that are in this picture here aren't even in on the lead lap. You look at the 18 of Jacob Groove there. He's back in the 5th spot, pushing that 42 ride to the race win here. A few more of these drivers jumping up into the battle. You see Ryan Peterson. He's going to round out our top 10 there in that 469 ride. Brett Summers. He's back there in the 11th position. Down low, Stephen Naylor here in the 8th spot. Man, what a run and what a race. What a finish here in this one. As, man, this was a crazy, crazy finish down across the line. Somehow or another, they did not wreck each other all right there coming down the front straightaway. We've seen that time and time again, but we did see one driver run into issues here on the back straightaway, and that's Nicholas Snyder. Snyder goes upside down, another one of these drivers that runs into issues and goes for a wild ride right here. Let's see if we can take another look at it and see what happened here to this number 5 ride. Is looks like he's going to try to move up. I'm not sure if he moves up or if the 17 moves down. They both kind of meet in the middle right there. One comes up, one comes down, and then this 5 ride goes up and around on this 17 ride's front bumper. And look at this truck go up, airborne, onto the roof here, down the back straightaway. Luckily enough, lands back onto all 4 tires, keeps on rolling out there on the Speedway. Man, that would have been a wild ride again for another one of our Michael's Warrior Project HCK Beagles rides on the Speedway. As See if we can jump right on board here with that 17. Where is Frank Ranger on the speedway? There he is. All right, let's jump on board here with Frank Ranger. Frank's going to get a great look at this one. This is going to be a crazy shot right here. Out of the 17, right down the back straightaways. Into the 5 right, make contact. 5 goes right up and over his nose right there. See if we can jump on board now with Nicholas Snyder, as Snyder goes for that wild ride down the back straightaway. Trying to work himself towards the back bumper of that 15. Unfortunately, comes up a little too far, and then that's all she takes. And we see another truck go up and over here at the official iRacing Superspeedway. So crazy, crazy race, crazy finish right there. Let's see if we can get our race winner and our top 3 up into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. As Kevin Winker picking up the dub. He's been celebrating this win, and we'll get him up here into the broadcast booth. As Dimitri says, Snyder, not Naylor. As, Snyder finishing in top 10 is incredible. Naylor, Snyder. Snyder finished back in the 14th spot. We did see Steven Naylor finish there in 8th after a couple of his wild rides here in this one. Dimitri says, what a finish. Holy crap. Couple of his wild rides here in this one. Dimitri says, what a finish. Holy crap. Yansurski. I must have read it wrong. You might have read it wrong. Who knows? Who knows? Sometimes it gets a little conjumbled up there, but we'll get ready to pull our race winner, Kevin Winker, up here into the broadcast booth. You see him up there in his gaming room above us here. He is in the setup. He is locked in. He is ready to battle here in this one as Canuck says, that seems deliberate on the last lap. People getting dirty. I don't know if it's that or not. Jeez LePan says, I'm devastated after that one. Insert sad face. Fun while it lasted. Go Jacob Grube. Yeah, that was a tough break. Couple big hits. Couple tough breaks out there, but that's just good, hard racing and, 200 miles an hour, door-to-door, inches off each other. Things happen out there. That's why they call them accidents, and they happen each and every single day as we'll get ready to pull S42 up into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. AK Dub, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Yeah, man, give the crowd a wave after that performance. You parked this 42 right up in victory lane, man. Take us back through it as some wildness out there on the speedway, a few caution flags, a few big wrecks on the speedway, and you're able to find yourself a way up into victory lane as it was almost 3, 4, 5 wide down the front straightaway there to that checkered flag. It was a dog race all the way back to the line, and you're able to come out on top here this evening.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, I've had the worst luck at Superspeedways lately. I mean, you see in Saturday I was leading coming to the white and I got wrecked, and overall I just not have luck at all and on in my league. So to be back on the podium more or less and get a win, I don't remember the last time I got a win. So I will gladly take it, and that was a hell of a finish. That's all I got to say with my teammates and everybody else. I think I don't know who was behind me, Blue Truck, he gave me the push that I just need to get ahead of Dow there. But I mean, that was a crazy finish, and I'm glad that we actually didn't wreck for once and all made it across there. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the league for just keeping that clean there the last half lap there.
Absolutely, definitely nice to see you guys battle it back to the line, not see a race, and with a lot of contact and everything else and collisions down through 3 and 4 like we've seen in the past, and good to see everyone battle right back to the line, man. And I thought for a while we were going to see 5, 6 wide across the line for that top spot, but a couple of you guys lurched forward there in that final couple, final 100 feet or so to really pull ahead just ever so slightly. And as you said, you got a great shove and a great push there. It was actually Jacob Grube who ended up pushing you to the win here this evening. He ends up in the 5th position, even though he was right there on your back bumper. That's how tight things were between our top 5, top 10 out there on the racetrack, less than 0.2 of a second. And the car that pushes you to the win ends up in 5th position on the speedway.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, like I said, I think top 10 was all underneath the blanket. So shout out to everybody in the whole league for that, and then especially Jacob for giving me that last little push. I knew coming into 3, I had Madden behind me, and he said there was no help, so I kind of was either just going to sit there and whatever was going to happen, but I figured guys were going to generate some kind of run off of 4. And I figured Dow was going to jump out behind Gen 6, so he did that, and then I timed that move perfectly right, and I got it right behind him, and then right in front of Groob there, and he just gave me that little bit of shot there to that finish. I didn't think I won. I thought Dow actually got it there till the scoring updated, but yeah, I mean, what a great finish to a great race. I mean, all night revved racing, we were dominant. I'm pretty sure we led damn near all the laps between all of us. So great teamwork between all of our guys. We all finished top 7, even getting in some wrecks and stuff. So can't thank them guys enough for week in week out putting in the work. I know I'm kind of the lone wolf with the only weird sponsor, I guess. So I'm kind of the out what do you call it? Odd man out, I guess. But they still take me in, so I can't thank them guys enough every week to put in time and effort, and then get results like this. It really pays off.
Absolutely, it really pays off for you here tonight as you pull this right up into victory lane. Now, take us through, what this means. Being able to pick up this win, pick up a lot of points here on the evening as you're trying to work yourself into the playoffs here. I know we're still, 10 weeks out of those playoffs, really getting underway here, or something like that. Maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that. We're getting closer and closer, though, to that first playoff race here in the Michaels Warrior Project Truck Series here in the HCK Beagles League. And, man, it's tight battle, and every single time you can get one of these great finishes, man, it's got to feel pretty good knowing that you inch yourself a little bit closer to potentially being in those playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I've been running, pretty good all season. I know I had 2 kind of bad races and then I missed Mid Ohio, but otherwise I've gotten top 5. So I've been pretty consistent all season. I just couldn't get the win. I mean, I think this is the first win in this league since season 2, I think, or season 3. So it's been a long time since I've won, so it feels really good. And then we're kind of coming up to a couple of tracks that I really like: Iowa, Michigan, Nashville, Indy. So I'm kind of looking forward to the next 4 or 5 weeks here. See if we can get a couple wins or just solid finish, get momentum, stacking pennies into the playoffs. But yeah, I'm looking really forward to it, and just overall just really happy with the win file. Like I said, it's been a while since I even got a win, since I even got a top 5. I think all of September I've only got one top 10 in all my leagues, and I pretty much race every night. So it's definitely been a struggle, but that's kind of the iRacing god. It goes up and down, so I just got to go with the flows and carry into the next race, see what happens. So.
Absolutely, brother. That's all you can do. And hopefully now, maybe getting that monkey off your back, finally get one of these good finishes and picking up a win, maybe building some momentum here for you in the future. Not only here in this league, but all those other leagues as well. And more trips here throughout the rest of this month and into next month and the rest of this year for that 42 ride to come up into victory lane.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like I said, we got a couple tracks here coming up that I really like, so hopefully we can capitalize on that. And then just want to give my shout outs here. Sponsor Bruce Muehlberger Custom Homes, trying board and sponsor me in all my leagues. I know he's watching. Thanks for him for sticking on board and through the tough times with me. I know, like I said, it's been pretty rough here the last month, but glad I could finally park this thing back up in victory lane, let alone a podium. So big shout out to him. Shout out to all Winker Nation, my girlfriend Shauna, Brandon, Justin, Matt, Albert, Dylan, Gordon, whoever else watches. Can't thank you guys enough for tuning in each night and sticking with it. Nate Cogdale at Sonic Graphic Design for the paints. He does killer work, so if you need paints, logos, stickers, anything like that, check him out at Sonic Graphic Design. All my boys over at Revved. I mean, tonight, that was probably the best teamwork that you could probably see in a race. Like I said, I think we damn near led every lap and just communication, and those guys put in the work. So hard work pays off. So shout out to all those guys every night that come out and race with me. And then all the series sponsors. I thank Michael's Warrior Project for coming aboard for the main sponsor, Track Dogs, KR Gutters, Rage Powersports, all them guys that come and support our league. Can't thank them enough. Shout out to Jacob Group for giving me that push. Without that, I probably would have got second or third. So can't thank him enough. I know he's just trying to get the win himself, get the best finish, but shout out to him as well. And then shout out for all the admins that put this league on. I know how much work it is, so shout out to them. And then you for the excellent broadcast. It's always a blast to go back and watch it, so appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. It's always my pleasure to be up here in the booth and watch you guys duke it out there on the racetrack. Because, Kevin, you come home and you park that 42 right up here in the iRacing Superspeedway victory lane here this evening. And hopefully, as I said, a bit of momentum builder here for you. And hopefully, we'll see you right back up here, potentially in victory lane or right back up here in the broadcast booth at the end of the evening next Tuesday as well, when we see you guys back out there on the racetrack for the Michaels Warrior Project.
Sounds good, man. Thank you. Have a great night.
Yes, you as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Kevin Wanker. K-Dub coming home with the dub here in this one, pulling that 42 up and into victory lane as now we'll get ready for our second place finisher. The number 2 machine of Daniel Dow was down, waiting patiently down pit side. We'll pull this 2 right up into victory lane as Albert Anderson. Congratulations, Kevin. Awesome win, brother. Absolutely. And give you a little shout out right there as well, Albert, as he knows you're out in there, cheering him on, watching him out there on the speedway night after night after night, and cheering him on as we'll get ready to pull in one of his teammates, the Rev Racing number 2 with Daniel Dow, as he comes home in position number 2 here this evening. Alrighty, let's pull him in here. Where are we here? Where are we? There we go. Hey, Daniel, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
What's happening, Aaron?
Not much, Daniel, man. What a wild turn of events in this race, man. A wild finish, but a wild night altogether. As a lot of different caution flags, a lot of big wrecks, a lot of times getting tied up and tore up out there on the speedway. You're able to kind of bounce back and rebound here and there, and here at the end you're able to find yourself a way towards the front of the field again with you and all your Rev Racing teammates, and you guys kind of work things out amongst yourself there in those final lap and a half, and then down that front straightaway things really open up, and here comes a slew of all the other competitors, and all of a sudden it was every man for himself down that front straightaway, and you're inches away from taking this win away from Kevin Winker.
Yeah, I was married to my teammate. I told Jensic when I was in the lead, they were pushing me, and then when I fell back, I told him I'm married to you to the very end, and then that last caution come out, and we played it good strategy wise to where Jensic started on the high side, we let him down, and I was married to his bumper. I was like, I'm staying with you, and then we come off 4, and I see everybody fan out, and I'm like, oh my God, we're about to get trained. So I jumped up, and I'm sitting there thinking, Jensic on the inside, me in the middle, Winker fanned out to the outside of me. I'm like, we've got this. We're going to finish 1, 2, 3. We've got the track pretty much blocked. And then the straightaway is like 5 miles down the track. The finish line was about 5 miles down the track. It was so far down the straightaway. Madden, he gave me a huge shot in the rear and shot me, and I thought that was going to catapult me to the win. I thought it was over with. And then somehow another Winker finished .004 or something like that, better than, to the finish line. I was like, what a race, what a finish, all kinds of emotions going on. It was fun. It was very fun.
Absolutely. Well, that's what we love to hear. As long as you guys are having fun out there on the racetrack and enjoying the action out there amongst yourselves, it was definitely exciting for all the fans in the stands and myself up here in the broadcast booth as you guys came down to the line, man. A photo finish here at the iRacing Superspeedway here this evening after what was a wild turn of events. A few times we saw a couple good green flag runs in there for you guys, and then we saw a few times where there was a lot of chaos, a lot of carnage out there on the speedway, trucks going upside down, some of those being your teammates out there. We saw Michael Madden, just laps prior being upside down there on the front straightaway. We see Nathan Nixon run into a lot of issues, and you guys all seem to kind of bounce back out there on the racetrack and still being able to finish it off with a solid run and a solid performance out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, heck, at one point I was turned completely sideways facing the grandstands, and somehow or another got straightened back out and got, I think it was like 1 minute and 8 seconds of repair, so I just went ahead and repaired it, saved my fast repair in case I needed it later. Luckily I didn't need it, and was able to stay up front the rest of the way, and like I said, it was a great finish. Hope everybody enjoyed it. It was definitely a fun one.
Absolutely, Daniel. Well, you come home in position number 2, inches away from victory, man, but a very solid day here, points-wise, for yourself and for your team as you guys come home with all of you is up inside the top 10 still on the Speedway. I don't know how that one happened, but somehow you guys manage it, and you come home in second. Good points day, good race here all evening long for yourself, and, who would you like to thank for a great run and great drive here on the night?
And just first and foremost, my teammates, man. Like, we work so extremely well together. I know probably every team does as well, but there's just so much communication that goes on between us. And if somebody's struggling, somebody's willing to lend a helping hand, get the other person up to speed. And it's just unselfish. That's the best way to describe them. And, like I said, appreciate them, appreciate our sponsor, Sean Kozier, Sparkle and Shine, anything AEC, just appreciate everything. Appreciate everything y'all do. Appreciate the league. It's really a blast.
Absolutely, brother, and we enjoy you out there on the racetrack week after week, putting on shows like you did here tonight, man. That was a lot of fun, a lot of great racing. We look forward to seeing you back in action next Tuesday, and I'll see you in a few more races, obviously tomorrow night potentially, and a couple more here throughout the week. But hopefully more and more trips here, a little momentum being built again for this 2 ride. As Daniel, you park it up here in position number 2 in the 2. Congratulations on the great run, and said hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth next Tuesday.
Looking forward to it. Appreciate it, Aaron.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the second place run.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place driver, Daniel Dow. Dow coming home there in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for that 2 machine as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the 45 rider, Chris Gilbert. Gilbert coming home here in position number 3 on the Speedway as Rob says, I missed it. Rob, unfortunately, you did miss it, brother, and you missed a crazy one as well. You missed an absolutely wild race, man. We saw a lot of big wrecks, big flips, and a crazy, crazy finish here in this one, brother. You missed out on some crazy action here this evening as Rum says, I'm in D.C. on business. Great race, guys. Yeah, it was a great race, great run here, and we miss you out there on the racetrack, Trench. There was a lot of fans in the stands hopping in here, hoping to see you. Unfortunately, they had to cheer for somebody else out there on the racetrack and not the Friends for Pets machine out there on the Speedway, but we'll hopefully get you back out here next week or in a couple weeks from now, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here battling here with the Michael's Warrior Project Truck Series as we're going to get ready to pull in our third place finisher here, the number 45 of Chris Gilbert. Gilbert waiting patiently here. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey Chris, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yep, got a copy now.
Chris, man, a great run and a great drive here for you in this one, man. Take us back through it as a lot of chaos, a lot of carnage out there on the racetrack. You get tied up in a couple incidences out there on the Speedway, but you're able to kind of rebound and keep that truck pointing the right direction. And late in the race, as we see all those racing guys at the top of the charts here. They were running 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All of a sudden, down and out of corner number 4, you guys come storming out of that 4th corner, and you make a heck of a run towards that start-finish line, almost there to take this win away from Kevin Winker and the Rams Racing crew, as you are just half a truck length shy of putting yourself into victory lane.
Yeah, going into turn 3 there, I saw my teammate flip on the back stretch, and then my other teammate, I think he saw the carnage and he lifted. So I just kind of had to go for it, found a little hole, and somehow it worked out. I went from, I think it was like 7th or 8th up to 3rd. And honestly, I thought it was 2nd. I didn't see Kevin up there. I thought it was just racing Daniel. Yeah, that was a wild left lap.
Yeah, definitely a wild one as guys come out of corner number 4 and down this long front straightaway back to the iRacing Superspeedway start-finish line. We see you guys go, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide out there on the racetrack trying to battle back to that start-finish line. And, there was a lot of drivers coming from, different lines all the way up there coming across the line. Winker being able to jump up and steal this one away from Daniel Dow, his teammate, and yourself as you were right there ready to try to take this win away yourself, and a great run, a great performance, and a good rebound here like a lot of these drivers had on the evening, as we saw you get quite a bit of damage there, a couple big hits out there on the speedway. You never give up, though. You get that truck repaired, you jump right back out there, and even with your teammates falling back there in those closing laps, you were able to kind of keep yourself right in contention, find a couple extra pushing help there down through 3 and 4, and gave this one a run for your money, and gave all these drivers a close call here for a great finish.
Yeah, so I think train station team and Gary Turner, it was fun.
Absolutely. That's what we love to hear. We love to hear that you guys had fun out there on the racetrack. Chris, is there anyone you'd like to shout out here for such a great run and great drive here this evening?
That's pretty much it. Coors Light, Gary Turner, say Nick, Derek, all them. They all helped out.
Beauty. Well, Chris, hopefully we see you right back up here building some momentum and getting some more great finishes like you did here this evening. And hopefully we'll see you right back up in the broadcast booth next Tuesday. Maybe a couple spots better and up in victory lane yourself.
Oh, yeah. We'll be there for sure this year.
Beauty. We can't wait, brother. We look forward to seeing you continue to rise and continue to have these great runs. And as I said, for certain throughout this year, I can see that 45 ride at least once, maybe a couple times up here in victory lane.
Yep, that's the goal. We'll get there.
Beauty, Chris. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the 3rd place run.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for the 45 ride, Chris Gilbert. Chris coming home there in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there for the 45 ride. Unfortunately, though, that is going to do it for us here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you all for tuning in. Everyone coming in, showing the love all evening long, man. This was a lot of fun, a great race, some great action out there on the speedway. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys do us a favor. It's absolutely free to do. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button on the broadcast right now, and make sure you guys turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. As we're going to be live probably tomorrow evening at some point in time, and then we're going to be back live again tomorrow night. We got a couple broadcasts tomorrow evening as well, so we got a brand new mini stock series getting started that'll fire off around 7 o'clock Eastern time, and then to follow that race, we have our Slingshot Sim Racing Series going to battle tomorrow night from Bristol Motor Speedway. So we're going to see a lot of action, a lot of racing tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see you guys up here in the broadcast booth, up in the grandstands, cheering these drivers on as they go to battle for another amazing race here tomorrow evening. A couple amazing races tonight, tomorrow evening. But listen, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares here this evening. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow for all the amazing fun here on Peacemaker Gaming. But thank you all for tuning in. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Trucks flying through the night, NASCAR dreams within our sight. Asphalt heroes in the fight, peacemakers gaining light so bright. Revving it up, feel the pace, speed hounds in the race. Feel the thrill, feel the chase, victory is our holy place. Throttle down, no time to waste in this high-octane haste. Every corner, every taste leads us closer to first place. Under lights, the engines scream. This is more than just a dream. Through the asphalt like a beam, racers' hearts with fervor gleam. In this game we find our might. Push the pedal like the night. With each lap our spirits flight. Racing on with all our might. Trucks flying through the night, NASCAR NASCAR dreams within our sight. Asphalt heroes in the fight. Peacemakers gaming life so bright. Rev it up, feel the pace. Speed hounds in grace. Feel the thrill, feel the chase. Victory is our holy place. Thrill the place. Thrill the place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. Feel the thrill, feel the chase. Victory is our holy place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. Every corner, every taste leads us closer to first place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. In this high octane haste. Every corner, every taste leads us closer to first place. Under lights the engine scream. This is more than just a dream. Through the asphalt like a beam. Racers' hearts with fervor gleam. In this game we find our might. Push the pedal like the night. With each lap our spirits flight. Racing on with all our might. All our might. Thrill the place. Thrill the place. Thrill the place. Eagles on the track, roaring engines never slack. Racing on, no looking back. On the hunt for victory's knack. Trucks flying through the night. NASCAR dreams within our sight. Asphalt heroes in the fight. Peacemakers gaming light so bright. Rev it up, feel the pace. Speed hounds in the race. Feel the thrill, feel the chase. Victory is our holy place. Throttle down, no time to waste. In this high octane haste. Every corner, every taste leads us closer to first place. Under lights the engine scream. This is more than just a dream. Through the asphalt like a beam. Racers' hearts with fervor gleam. In this game we find our might. Push the pedal like the night. With each lap our spirits flight. Racing on with all our might. Trucks flying through the night. NASCAR dreams within our sight. Asphalt heroes in the fight. Peacemakers gaming life so bright. Rev it up.